The world of cryptocurrencies is a mystery to many of us. The best known of a small but growing range of these digital currencies is Bitcoin. In fact, the range is growing in part because Bitcoin itself split into two this week. The splinter currency, Bitcoin Cash, promptly soared to a valuation of around $700 per Bitcoin Cash coin before slumping back to the $300 mark. Oliver von Landsberg-Sadie runs BitcoinBro, which advises very wealthy people on how to invest in this alternative reality.
There has been some division in the Bitcoin community about the right way to scale Bitcoin. The problem with Bitcoin is that transactions are very slow. By illustration, Visa can handle 2,000 to 4,000 transactions a second. Bitcoin can only handle around 7 transactions per second. So the developer community around Bitcoin have come up with various ways, but they don't agree on the right way to do this. One group decided to develop a version of Bitcoin which is not compatible with the core version of Bitcoin, which means that it's had to fork off in its own direction with its own name, Bitcoin Cash. Most of the mainstream exchanges which allow you to buy Bitcoin for pounds are not supporting this cash fork. So the result is that the price of this new fork has gone up and down very dramatically even in the period of the last 24 hours.
For most people, Oliver, Bitcoin is something they'll never use. It's not just mysterious, it's suspect, I think, somehow. Are people right to be suspicious about it?
I think a lot of the suspicion around Bitcoin has come from some negative press, specifically around the ransomware hacks where the deliverable currency was Bitcoin. This is a little unfair. At the moment, Bitcoin is predominantly a speculative currency, but there is a place for it in the world as a useful currency. There are around 30 shops in London you can buy things from in Bitcoin: coffee, clothes, services. And the vision is that Bitcoin will be a useful global currency, a currency that's borderless, that's not controlled by central governments, and that's part of the appeal. It's a democratization of money.
I've watched someone trading in these currencies, and it's a fascinating thing to see. It's completely incomprehensible to me, I must say. But is it true that a lot of the money being invested in huge amounts is coming from China?
It is true that cryptocurrencies are hugely popular in the Asian markets. China, Japan, Korea, these are regions where cryptocurrencies have gained more legitimacy, or have gained legitimacy faster than countries in the West. Now, one feature of these cryptocurrencies is that generating new units of this currency requires enormous computing power. So China is actually one of the world's biggest producers of Bitcoin, never mind one of the biggest consumers. The US is actually at the top. The US holds top spot. In second place is China. And in third place, surprisingly, is South Africa, converting their South African rand to cryptocurrency at an alarming rate. People also use this as a means to hedge an otherwise weak currency. Many investors in South Africa are looking at Bitcoin as a safer place to store value than the local currency.
Thanks to Oliver von Landsberg-Sadie of BitcoinBro. We talk quite a bit on this